Hello everyone and welcome to another video. It's currently 2:30 a.m. I believe, and I'm sleepy as fuck, so I'll make this quick. Okay, so as you've seen from the title, ISFJs and loops, their loops. So ISFJs use SI as their main function, then FE as their auxiliary, and then TI as their tertiary, and NE as their inferior. So I know a lot of ISFJs in my life. My best friends are ISFJs, and my mother is an ISFJ as well. And I've had like ex-best friends ISFJs in the past, so yeah, I know a lot about them. So just like every type, ISFJs have two kinds of loops: the extroverted loop and the introverted loop. A loop is when a type overuses two functions that are both either extroverted or introverted. So for example, the loops for an ISFJs are SI and TI, the overuse of SI and TI, that introverted loop, and then there's the extroverted loop of FE and T and NE. And the thing about loops is that even though all loops are unhealthy, or like, they're unhealthy for like if they go on for an extended period of time, usually, or like it's always like there's a healthier loop for each, for like the extroverted loop is healthier for extroverted types. So for example, and the introverted loop is healthier for the introverted types. So for example, for the ISFJ, SITI loop is healthier than FENE because they are introverts by like default. So an introverted loop, although it's a loop and although it's like a disbalance or like an imbalance, is more of their nature than an extroverted loop. So I have two best friends who are ISFJs, and one of them is more TI heavy and the other is more FE heavy, meaning that one of them, since TI and FE are like in the middle of the stack, some people have like the third function as like stronger than the second function, and some of them have like the second function as stronger than the third function. So I have a friend who has the second function stronger, FE stronger than TI, and another friend who has like TI stronger than FE. So the first person, or like the first example, and that will be like the introverted loop. Let's call him K. K I have seen K go through SITI loop a lot of times, and for an extended period of time actually. And what an SITI loop looks like, it's trying to overanalyze what happened in the past. So you have like the source material, which is like SI, like past information, past experiences, past whatever, and you have like the tool that you're analyzing with, which is TI, which is subjective logic, which is, why do I think that this happened in the past? How does what happened in the past go well with my theory of everything, since TI is all about having a unique individual subjective theory of life, and that's kind of like going over and over and over and over the same mistakes, the same memories, the same like job experiences, and like trying to figure out what the hell was happening. And it usually results in just an endless suffering actually, because when should you stop? Like, you have analyzed what happened, and then you have analyzed your analysis of what happened, and it's like you're in an endless loop of analysis, and you're not getting any external input. You're not getting like real life input. You're just like having all this data above data above data, stacks of data, and you're going nowhere with it. You're not applying it with FE. You're not like like making your way with your logic, making your way with your FE for your logic. So you're not like practicing what you have um, like realized. So SITI loop is very dangerous, especially like since it disables the person from doing anything. Like my K friend, who I love so much, by the way. So if he figures out that I'm talking about him, I love you. Hey, um, can like become unable to do anything socially, or like picking up the phone, or like answering quickly, or like having a stable relationship with his girlfriend, or like with us, like our his friends, and like he just becomes unable to FE at all. And yeah, that's not healthy for an ISFJ, because ISFJs really value connections and really value relationships, and value being a good partner, and value being a good friend, and value being a good person. And they just become unable to do that anymore, because they just can't access their FE, because it's like skipped over to an SI and TI. And yeah, and at this stage, it's like no matter how much words of encouragement you say to them, it's like it's like they're shut, like their FE is literally shut. And yeah, it breaks my heart to see an ISFJ going through an SITI loop, which is not all the times unhealthy, but it's like if it goes on for months or sometimes years, it's pretty unhealthy. And so that's the introverted loop of the ISFJ. And then we have the extroverted loop. By the way, if I'm sounding like I'm talking very quietly, or like in an ASMR-ish fashion, it's because all my family is asleep, and I don't want to wake anyone up. And then there's like the extroverted loop, the FE. And mind you, these functions, even though FE is pretty strong for the ISFJ, the inferior is for sure, the NE is for sure inferior, and for sure weaker for every ISFJ. And so it's very attached to its like opposite, which is SI. So NE for the ISFJ is the fear of change, it's the fear of possibilities. It's not the observation of possibilities, it's actually is the like the dodging possibilities, like that are not correlate. I don't know what the word is, like they're not in line with their SI. And so it's pretty hard for an ISFJ to like use NE primarily, because it's not their strongest function. And they only use it actually when they lose hope in their strongest function, when it's like, I've been fucking doing the same routine, fucking doing the same things, and having the same beliefs, and living by the book for my entire life, and I'm fucking sick of it. So they go to NE, and they try to seek validation, or try to come like since they are like, okay, there are extroverted intuition, possibilities, whatever, blah blah blah, they try to like get people along with them using FE, trying to have a foundation of like on which they can sit, and which they can like be, because they've lost their SI foundation, and they need to support, there needs people to support, so they can try. So for example, like the ISFJ can suddenly be talking about an idea, and like motivating people to join them, and like people, and they're really good at it. Like FE is pretty good at convincing people. And yeah, so it feels like the ISFJ becomes so unattached to who they are, to what they believe in, because they don't believe in that anymore. They don't believe in themselves anymore. They don't believe in their logic. They just believe that in the external world, they believe that people can support them, and they believe that whatever the fuck they were living is just wrong, and they're like open to new ideas too much, because too much of anything is too much. So my other friend, let's call him B, is that has been going through this and has become pretty moody and pretty like all over the place. Like at one point he's like, he has one FE mask of, yeah, I'm cool, whatever, yeah, I'm happy, yeah, sup dude. And like the other moment it's like he's rude, he's mean, he is like it's just, you don't know what face the ISFJ would wear if they are in the FENE loop. And another thing that that might look for the ISFJ in the FENE loop is they become like how can I say this? I actually forgot what I had to say. Funny of me, an ENFP, forgetting what they had to say. That's very unique and original. Yeah, so ISFJs, like, for me, I believe that every loop can be only broken by connecting the middle functions. So for ISFJs, they need, if they're like going through SI and TI, they need to break that by going with FE. They need to break that by checking in with other people, like feeling other people, and knowing that life isn't only about rationalizing what has, or like rationalizing your life. It's about also living your life, and about feeling your life, and about engaging with society, and about FEing more than like TI. Like TI is great and everything, but unless you're like happy with your life, what's the point of analyzing it? And for the other loop, which is like FE and NE, you need to have a base. You need to have something from which you can like launch your life. You need to stop looking for like other possibilities, other scenarios, and build on SI, build on build on TI, build on your own logic, the thing that makes you you, the thing that makes you like, the thing that identifies you as an individual. And for ISFJs, that's TI, that's introverted thinking, and that's your own interpretation of life, and that's your own logic and your own ideas of why is everything the way it is. And you need to put that in practice and stop like relying on people supporting you emotionally, because you know that you need more than that to function as an ISFJ. So ISFJs, I think that's the second video I've done about you in a while. I fucking love you, and I fucking adore you, and you're the most adorable creatures I've ever seen. And I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope that you just connect the middle functions. TI and FE, those two bitches need to work together. And if one of them like doesn't talk to the other anymore, it gets messy, or it gets stuck. Yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave a like and comment and subscribe. I don't know what the hell was that. And I'll see you in another video. Bye bye bye!